Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it. You already know. Like a torta with some snack habits. Bye up, bye up. This is Patty Sanchez from Tic Tac. That's a torta with a bad habit, huh? Let's get to the intro. Welcome back to the channel, and if you haven't hit that like and subscribe button yet, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. I appreciate your support. So are you guys ready for another interview reaction? Just a little something I've thrown together, man. I actually went online, found some very good interviews that I wanted to react to. You know what I'm saying? Respect to the channel, putting them out there. And I'll tell you guys right now, this is a crazy story. This is a Southsider that reveals a crazy story while doing time in the Los Angeles County Jail in Wayside, right? Now, I've never been to the LA County Jail, but I hear it's the worst county jail in the United States, period, right? So, like I said, I've heard of Rikers Island. I know Santa Rita in Northern California is dangerous as well, but Los Angeles County Jail is a notch above everything from what I hear. So, in this story, this guy's going to tell us a story about him being, I would say, I guess, a llavero, a key holder in the county jail, and they get into a melee or riot with the brothers, with the blacks, one group in particular, and it went down over some bunks. So let's get into it. Let's hear him talk about it. Let's react. Let's go.
Okay, so 2011, I catch this parole violation, and I end up going to LA County Jail. I've been through LA County Jail process, and if you've been there, then you know how it is. That shit grimy, and it's the worst thing you could possibly going through processing. So I get through all that, and I believe I land on the 2000 floor, and I get to the 2000 floor, and well, as soon as I pull up, I had a couple of my homies right there on the tier, so they welcome me, you know, everything's good. And I'm just there on the violation. So, you know, mind you, I'm trying not to catch any time. You know, I got to do this little 12 months and be up out of there.
So he violated. He's just trying to get in there, get in and get out. See, that's the difference with like LA County Jail. See, I know they do it differently now, but back in my days, if you caught a violation, you didn't do it in the county jail. In Merced County, if you catch a violation, your ass is in Tracy the next day. Like, your parole officer will slap the cuffs on you and even in some cases drive you to Tracy prison himself. Like, I've had it happen before, man. Hey, you wake up that morning eating pancakes, chorizo and papas, and by the afternoon you're drinking dirty water and eating fucking peanut butter packets. It's crazy.
So I'm trying to stay out the way, but since I've been, you know, in the system already, and people are starting to know who I am, plus I'm starting to, you know, my name's starting to get a little recognized in the hood and in the system. I end up getting a one-time, right? And
for those of you that don't know, a one-time is a huila or a kite. And so usually when you get a one-time, when you first get to a county jail or a prison yard or any facility where you're locked up, that means they already know you're there. They've already heard you pulled up. And so they already put something down on a piece of paper with some directives. Directives meaning, hey, homie, it's coming from the back. It's coming from you know who. And this is for you. This is a one-time. That means it's for your eyes only. You no need to write nothing back. This is just what it is. This is your directive.
Coming from the whole high power, basically. And like I said, I'm not going to say any names or anything, but I get it one time from the whole to snatch up either where I'm at or if I land, because right there when you land in LA County Jail, they either keep you there or you go to Supermax, and you know it's either or, you know. So
basically, what he's saying is when they say snatch up where you're at, that means usually, and I know it works for North and South the same way. Usually I'm just giving you the ins and outs, not the politics. I'm not glorifying or giving you the politics, but I'm just giving you guys an understanding, right? You get locked up, you're somebody, and you're somebody that they believe in the back can be a voice of reason for the people, or that you are down enough to take care of business. You get that one time, and what they mean by snatching and building up is if everything's going good, the program's good, you just let it be, let it do its thing. But if it isn't, they're relying on you to get it stabilized, right? To get it programming.
Just waiting. I'm waiting to either find out if I'm gonna stay there or if I'm gonna take out the Supermax. So while I'm there, I end up getting this kite to snatch up where I'm at on the floor, or to snatch up the spot wherever I land in Supermax. So I think I was there in 2004, maybe about a month before they transferred me. So here I am. I get on the bus on Supermax, and I land in the 900 floor. That's basically like a high power right there in Supermax. And they had me right there for about a couple of weeks just because but before I got there, I had gotten 2 fights. So during court line, so they had to send me. That's why they sent me to Supermax, because of that. So when I land on the 900 floor, the homies right there are telling me that I'm not going to be there too long, and that they were going to be kicking me out to either the 800 floor or the 700 floor.
So he gets to, basically, it's probably like, and I don't know LA County Jail, those that have been there can leave a comment. I'm thinking it's like you get to the first building, and maybe it's more like of a reception. They only keep you there for two weeks to a month before they figure out where you're going to land in general population for the duration.
And basically, when I get there to see what's going on right there, and if everything's smooth, keep it the same. But if it's not, and they need help, then to snatch it up. So I'll probably right there, maybe I'm not even there, maybe a week on the 900 floor, and I come out with my DLs, they end up sending me to 826, I believe. And I pull up right there, everything's good. Everything's supposed to be established already, When you get there, they got these the bottom tier.
And usually in a place as big as the LA County Jail, with the history that LA County Jail has, most things are going to be established. Same thing goes for my county jail. Like when you get there, you just fall in line. In Branch and Union, everyone's doing their thing. You just kind of just go with the flow. If you're someone that's been around, you already know what the program entails. The shit don't change too much. It could, depending upon who has the llaves, like who's running that particular building at that point for your group. But the majority of the time, it's just going to be the same old program. Everyone's in there trying to do their time. You have dudes that are trying to politic and get in the mix, and then you have dudes that are just trying to fucking do their time because they're doing chicken shit time in the county. But then you also have guys downtown that are fighting like big cases and shit. So to me, like I said, I know there's Wayside, Supermax, and all that. It sounds like I think he went to Wayside, if I'm correct.
I believe it's like 10 bunks on the bottom. Five racks are for the blacks, and 5 are supposed to be for the homies. So it's already established where if somebody lands on one of our people's bunks, that the blacks would move their people, on their own. So that way, they could, we could just, and likewise, we'll accommodate them, if our people landing on their bunk. And at the time, I remember Chris had the.
So basically what he's saying is that they keep 5 extra bunks for each group. And they had come to some sort of agreement, which is what happens in prison. See, everyone thinks everything is racial. There's racial lines drawn in the sand. Your people are over there, our people are over there, type of stuff, right? But everyone has to coexist. They have to live together. So you come to some type of common understanding. That happens a lot of the times in the day room with tables. Those are the black tables. The Crips and the Bloods have their tables. The Southerners have their tables. The whites, the others. LA County Jail, you're not going to have Northerners. If they do, they're going to be placed in high power and kept separate, right? But at the end of the day, that the politics are actually a good thing while incarcerated in prison and jails, especially a big, LA County Jail is like a prison, but they keep it like that so that way there's less tension, less drama over something as simple as a bunk or a table or a TV. It's just how it is.
At the time. and I had a good understanding with these dudes, right? And it was smooth for a minute. Probably been there maybe about a month, I'll say. Everything has been smooth. It's been going good. And out of nowhere, this dude goes to court. The dude that has the spot for the blacks, and he don't come back. Because when you go out to court from Supermax, sometimes you don't come back. They'll keep you in LA County jail if you're gonna start trial or whatever. So he doesn't show up. He doesn't come back. And I guess the Sundays, the Bloods, end up taking over that dorm right there. And there was this new dude that had pulled up, and this fool, he used to walk around like a dog, high and mighty, whatever. He already knew that I wasn't gonna be able to communicate with this dude. Like, he just was not one of those people you could talk to, And I knew it was gonna be a problem, but I didn't.
And that sucks because everything will be running smooth. The program's good. And then there always has to be a knucklehead, someone who comes who wants to switch the program up, or they don't want to respect the rules and regulations of what's going on. And you got to understand, each pod, each building, each section, each block has their own different things going on, right? Their own understandings. But believe there's an understanding between everyone, or it'd be popping off every day, all day, unfortunately. And so by this dude coming in there and not trying to go with the flow, he's going to disrupt it all for his people. And, when it comes to the raza, right, north or south in particular, if there's a fucking program and there's an understanding and some form of understanding, you don't rock that boat, because you're going to put your people in jeopardy, in danger, and that could come back to haunt you, right? But with the brothers, man, they're just a little bit different. I know they have a lot of the same things that they, I was never a brother, so I don't know, right? But I do know that they're a little bit more, fuck that. We're going to do what we want to do. That's how brothers have been traditionally. They're doing whatever they want to do.
They know it was going to turn into what it did. But basically, one of his people landed on our bunks, and it was like it ended up being right next to me where I slept at. And those bunks were supposed to be like, it's like basically if you're fighting life, or you're there for a hot one or a gang of time, you're on the bottom tier like everybody else goes to the top tier. So my neighbor next to me, he takes off, he ends up starting trial, and they move some black right there. And I went to go get at their MACRET to get this move done, because he obviously wasn't gonna do it on his own. And dude was just being difficult, bro, talking about.
So, and you got to understand that it's not because this guy doesn't want to sleep next to the brother, right? It's not because blacks can't be right there next to him. It's because they already had an understanding in play. That's why. It's not a racially motivated thing. And I know it sounds that way because it's brown versus black, but it really isn't, because if the roles were reversed and the southerner was right there in that area, the black dude would have said, they would have felt the same way. Like, hey, you got to get at your people, bro. You can't be here. We got an understanding. But let's see how this shit plays out.
He doesn't know how it was being ran last time, but he's not. Basically, he's telling me that he's not going to move his people. That he doesn't know what we had going on, but he's not going to move. And then the dude that landed there, he's not trying to give up that bunk, because he landed on the bottom bunk. And basically, like, you got to be there for some time to get that. Like, you're not going to just pull up and get a Cadillac bunk. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't lying, man. In every facility that you go to, man, they'll accommodate you. Like, if you got a disability, you're an older gentleman, you know what I'm saying? You want to look out for your cellie, you give him the bottom bunk. I always preferred the top bunk myself. You got more action at getting off where you're mad at. A lot of people think that the bottom bunk is like, it symbolizes like, oh, this is my cell, or I run this cell. That's movie shit, right? In real life, the bottom bunk is cool. When you get out the showers, after you burp bath, you can get, put your little baby powder on your feet and dry your feet off and all that. That's cool. It's harder to do on the top bunk, but that's if you have a good vecino, a good neighbor, or you have a good cellie, man. Everybody knows with the program, you sit on the toilet, man. You put a towel over the toilet and you do your thing on the bottom, man. Or you can sit at the edge of your cellie's bunk. They usually, hey, here, go ahead, sit on my bunk, bro, do your thing. Because the mattresses are rolled anyway, so it's not like they're sitting where you lay, right? And it's usually at the foot of your bunk, so they're not fucking gonna fart where you put your head. But yeah, you don't just go into a section and automatically assume you're gonna get a Cadillac bunk. It don't work that way. People are gonna feel some type of way.
So this dude didn't want to move, and then his people were there, they weren't tripping on him. So it turned into a big thing real quick, you know. And you know, I didn't do anything right in that moment, so I just told him, all right, well, let's try to figure this out, and I'll get back at you, you know. So yeah, as soon as I told him that, I went to get at the homie next door. I told this fool to shoot me a strap because I didn't know what was gonna happen. I told the homie everything that was going on, and just to be ready, because right there in Alley County, like if one dorm jumps, at that time it was different though. Like if one dorm gets off on the blacks or a riot happens, then everybody has to jump that whole corner. And there's like, I think there's three dorms in each schema, right? So if we kick it off, I'll just make sure that these dudes are prepared over there so no one gets hurt and everyone's on the same page. So the homie shoots me.
Now, if you notice, he told the homie next door to shoot him a strap, right? Meaning a shank, a knife. And him being in position as he's the one for the Southerners that has that block where they're at right there, right? I could see where he wouldn't have a thing on him. And like in prisons, most places everyone has something on them, right? Or they have access to something. He doesn't have it on him because, you know, the position he's in, he can get jammed up easily. You know, the cops, they're aware of who's running everything. They watch communication. They can tell by the way a person carries himself. All right, he's a leader, right? Or he's somebody. And so he's more likely to get jammed up, get hemmed up, get his fucking shit tossed up. So for him to have access, so he can just tell the homie next door, hey, shoot a strap. Shoot the strap. 50 Cent.
Strap, and I told him, look, dude, they're gonna call yard right now. So let's go to yard, see what happened. Let's just try to figure this out, get this shit done, you know, and get this move done. We can work all this out, you know, it doesn't have to turn into a big ass thing. Well, for whatever reason, this black dude being a fucking hardhead, and I mean, he's just a difficult person to talk to in general. So we all go to the yard, and we're all up there, right? And the tension.
Hey, I don't want to cut it off, but doesn't that look like that? What was that Michael Blackson? Mr. Whiteman. Fuck you, motherfucker. I said, that motherfucker. Hey, who's that motherfucker that did that? Ari Spears, right? You ever seen that shit? He said, oh, no, you motherfuckers. Yes, the white man.
Bad, dude. Like everybody, all the blacks are in their corner, we're all in our corner. Honestly, I thought we were gonna kick it off out there, but it didn't happen out there. The dude said that he was gonna talk to his people and they were gonna figure it out, right? So I gave him the opportunity. We went back to the dorm, and right there when come back from yard, like chow times maybe about 15, 20 minutes, like right after that. So I came back and I started telling everybody, like, look, if this is gonna happen, like, let's do this right, you know? So right there, when you get your lunch, everybody takes a seat on the tables before you get your lunch, right? So I told everybody, just be on the toes. I'm gonna coach this one more time, and I'm asking to do this move. If you don't, then I'm just blast this fool, you know? So everybody's ready. They're on the toes. Everybody's on the same page, and the blacks, they're thinking that nothing. They're really not even. They're not even on the toes. They're thinking that nothing's gonna happen. I don't know why they're thinking that, but
they were comfortable at that point. They were relaxed. However they were feeling. And one thing about the brothers, man, I'll say this: they're solid, right? They're solid, man. And if they feel, you know, brothers are trained and educated to feel superior to others while incarcerated, right? They don't think they're better than others, but they believe that they got the numbers. They believe that they're just not scared, right? In certain situations, every group gets scared at some point. It happens, right? But obviously the brothers right there, man, LA, you know, some gangsters, bro. They're just not tripping. They're like, whatever these dudes want to do, we ain't even tripping.
It worked out for us though. Basically, everybody took a seat. Everyone took a seat, and my right hand man was a homie from Rockwood. I'm not gonna say no names. It was a homie from Rockwood, and I told him to come with me to holler at this black dude because he had his boy, his right hand man, and we go and approach these dudes. We wait till everyone takes a seat. They all come down from okay, mind you, on the top tier, they have these the bunks on the top tier. That's why no one wants to go up there, is because they're triple racks. Like no one wants
Those
to
suck.
sleep on a triple rack, you know. So
That's a triple rack.
just mind you, all the bunks on the top tier are triple.
That middle rack sucks. The bottom rack, you got this much. Bing, you bump your head. The middle sucks. You're like in a little cave. That if you're on a triple rack, you want to be on the top rack, and it's high. It's double high than a regular rack. Man, them triple rack, CDCR, the county jails, they be trying to fucking squeeze motherfuckers in there, huh?
Racks and they're heavy as fuck. Like if that shit lands on me, it'll kill you, dude. You know, like that's how heavy they are. So
You ain't lying.
I get out my boy, we go and approach this dude, right? Everyone's sitting down and I told honestly, like I knew I already felt that, you know, I knew dude wasn't gonna cooperate. So I already knew it was gonna happen. I was already ready for it. So the homeboy fucking comes up and he brings his dude with him, and I'm telling him like, look, dude, it doesn't have to go this far. Like it's like this for a reason. Keep the peace right here between you. You know,
Seems like he was trying to give him every opportunity, man, to just be like, hey, bro, this is just the way it is. It's just the rules. It's nothing personal, right? Brother wasn't feeling that, though.
Doesn't have to go that way, you know? And old boy flat out told me he ain't making that move. So, I mean, I had to do what I did. And, you know, I got off on dude right there.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
The homies from Rockwood follow right behind me. And then after that, it was just chaos. But we got the upper hand because all these blacks were sitting down on the table. So everybody was sitting down. And all I remember is just hitting this dude and then going to the next one. Those black dude right there. And he already was on my bad side. You know, I didn't like the way dude lived. Not that I didn't like the way he lived, just the way he conducted himself, how he used to get at other homies and shit. Right? So he was already on my radar. So basically, he was the next person on my list. You know, I got this nigga and went to the next person. So I don't know how it all happened, but next thing you know, all the blacks. Well, I know how it happened. What happened was they started throwing all these tear gas inside the dorm. So all the blacks ran us. Okay. So at that point, all chaos was already broken out, and I remember the cops. What they do actually is right there in Supermax, they close. Like it's hard to explain, but basically the Sally Port in the middle, and those three dorms are around it. So when something happens in those dorms, they have these fucking blockers that shut down over the bars. So like it only leaves a small area open to where they could throw in canisters or tase you with their tasers.
Yeah, they're trying to just keep it condensed, keep it all in one area in front of them. So that way the canisters, the smoke don't leak out to them or nothing, and it cuts off the other dorms from being affected by this particular dorm. And it also cuts off the visuals, man. So the other guys in the other pod don't see it cracking off between South, Mexican, and Black, and then they get off too, because that's usually everyone follows suit. You know, if they see it going on, they're gonna follow suit. If they don't know what's going on, they don't know. That's how it is. Wait, if I want to make sure I'm in the right area over here, I was over here. Okay, let's go.
Happened was they started throwing all these tear gas inside the dorm, so all the blacks ran us. Okay, so at that point, all chaos was already broken out, and I remember the cops. What they do actually is right there in Supermax, they close. Like it's hard to explain, but basically the Sally Port in the middle, and those three dorms are around it. So when something happens in those dorms, they have these fucking blockers that shut down over the bars. So like it only leaves a small area open to where they could throw in canisters or tase you with their tasers. And they basically let you, you could be in there and you could kill each other all day long if you wanted to. You know, they don't care.
Get off where you're mad at.
So it's a pretty dangerous situation. Thankfully, well, honestly, it all happened. It worked out for us because all these dudes ran upstairs when they started throwing all the tear gas, and we all kind of went to our little corner and regrouped. Like we really there wasn't no, we couldn't do anything. Like you literally can't breathe. Like you had to let that shit pass. So a couple minutes went by, we all got our wind back, and then at that point, these dudes are on the top tier, and I think I got sliced a couple times. The black dude I was fighting with sliced him a couple times, and I was trying to stop the blood on my arms from leaking, right? And as I'm doing this, I see these dudes, those bunks I was telling you about. These dudes start throwing the bunks from the top tier over the tier, trying to throw the bunks on top of the homie, trying to hit the homie with the bunks.
They was off their motherfucking Godzilla shit. They was breaking shit apart and throwing it.
And my main concern was getting everybody out the way, because there was some people that were still in areas that were underneath that area that were still fighting with the blacks, that already had got the win back. Let's get the homies out that area, And as soon as I ran over, I remember I had said there was a homie right there from matter of fact, Houston neighborhood to my enemy on the street. But honestly, I should have let him get hit with that bug, but I didn't. That's the homie right there. I got him out the way, just some timing.
Southerners are cold motherfuckers. Sue the gang. Like, hey, they have so many enemigos, right? Be like, I should have let his ass get hit with the bunk, but fuck it though. He's the homie. He's the homie inside jail, but outside, get him.
I remember that bunk fell, but there was somebody else that was right next to him that did get hit with it. That shit shattered his whole. He's lucky he didn't fall on top of him like completely. It just hit his leg, so it fucked him off. He was done. And little by little, these dudes start coming down the stairs. They're throwing the bunks, and then you got blacks that are coming down the stairs to come back down too. So I remember the homie that was with me right there is a homie from Eastside Bowling. He was rocking with me basically the whole time. Like he was one that was with me, him and the homie from Rockwood. So at that time, I don't know where the homie from Rockwood was at, but I got the homie from Eastside Bowling. He was rocking with me the whole time. We're going up, trying to get up the stairs as these dudes are coming down, and I was waiting. I'm waiting. Like I went up like 2 steps, and these dudes are coming down one by one. So we're just getting them as they come down. But this dude that came down had like right there, gang people. They don't got like, well, really, we got our shit, but the blacks, a lot of them have like.
A lot of the brothers, man, they got metal, but a lot of the brothers, man, are known for like razor blades and stuff. At least back in my days, they'll put some metal together too, just like anyone else. But a lot of them will use the razors, do the $150 on you.
The tomahawk is a razor blade tied up on a toothbrush, So they're trying to slice people with that shit. And the whole time I'm fucking fighting with this dude, I'm getting sliced. I didn't even know that shit until, actually what happened was when I was fighting with this dude, I got hit with a taser. One of the deputies right there had shot me with a taser. So those right there, that was my first time ever being tased before. I didn't even know how that shit felt until that day. But
FYI, it hurts.
Trust me, but if you ain't never been hit with those take you down instantly.
Immediately.
So, they hit me on my side somewhere, and I remember it took me down on the spot. And if it wasn't for the homie from Bowling, he's the one that picked me up and got me out the way right there. He pulled the wire out of me and got me out the way right there. So I shook that off. And mind you, just remember that all this shit is happening. It's probably been about 5 minutes, probably 10 minutes almost that's gone by. It's a long time.
We're getting off for a long time.
And so I'm out here trying to gain my composure back. And finally, I got my wind. I was able to breathe again. I was able to move around. And we started going. We went back at it. I think we probably went like 3 rounds with these dudes, man. And at the end, I'm gonna say probably like, and I don't even know, dude. A lot of people got stabbed. A lot of people got hurt. But yeah, man, that shit was crazy, dude. We all ended up going to the hole after that. They ended up snapping. It finally ended. Everybody finally got down. I ended up going to the hole. Matter of fact, I go to the hole with my side ends up being a homie from Eastside Bowling. And we're in the hole for about, right there in Supermax, go to the hole, and that hole right there, it sucks, dude. I don't know if you guys know about juke.
I hate the holes, man, but I heard the one over there is no joke.
Balls and shit, but they got these juke balls that they serve you right there like
They're also called Nutriloafs, where they mix all the different food that you're gonna have throughout the day in one log, and that's what you get. Oh, those suck.
4 times a week. And that shit is disgusting, dude. Like, if you ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. Trust me, you don't want to be there. But yeah, I was in the hole for like 45 days, and me and the homie stayed there with Sally the whole time. And all I was worried about was, mind you, I only got about maybe 8 months, 7 months to going home now, you know. So my whole thing was just being worried about catching a new case. And so this whole time that I'm still in the county, after we get out the hole, I'm just waiting to see if they're gonna file on me or if they're gonna pick anything up. And well, thank God nothing ever happened, but they never filed, nothing never happened, and they just ended up putting me back in the 900 floor. And yeah, that's basically it.
That's crazy, man. That's a crazy story. Shit, see how quick shit could go down over something as simple as a bunk. And it's crazy because knowing the Southerners like I know them, that was very mellow. That dude right there was really cool. Usually the Southerners are a little bit more arrogant, and they're back in the days, they're like, okay, you motherfucker, they're just different. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this interview reaction. I definitely did. If you guys want me to keep continuing to do these, hit a 1. Again, man, this is just stories I'm coming across on the internet, social media, certain channels, and I'm reacting to the interviews, man, as is my God-given right. Let's tell these stories. Let's listen to these stories. Let's react. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. This video is sponsored by Barrio Liquors in Turlock, California. If you're in the Turlock area, pull up to the Barrio and get you some icy, slushy, and cold to drink.